And overall, he just seems like a lovely, intelligent, and good-looking guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to deny. All right, we are back and we are live on the headset with Regina. I'm so glad that you're able to do this. Regina, you are top of our trivia charts. You must be a fan for like how long have you been a fan of Spurs?
Not that long. I think about 1.5 years, maybe.
1.5 years.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so wait, so how did you come to
Yeah.
start following Spurs?
Okay, so after watching like the 2018 World Cup,
Uh-huh.
that's when I actually started liking football.
Okay.
So towards the end of that year, I started watching the Premier League,
Yep.
and then one day I just happened to stumble across a Spurs match, and on the screen I saw none other than Sonny and Dele Alli.
Yep.
I think they were like celebrating a goal or
Uh-huh.
something. And then from then on, I just fell in love with the club and the players, and
That's
of course the
awesome.
awesome Tottenham fan base.
Yeah. Wow. So
Yeah.
so you haven't been following Tottenham for very long. So you watched the World Cup. So you watched Hugo Lloris lift the World Cup, and then after
Yes.
that you happened to follow Spurs. That's so fun. That is so fun.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. So what time is it usually when you watch Spurs?
So since I'm in South Africa, the time difference is only like 2 hours.
Okay.
So I either only watch in like the afternoon or like late at night.
Gotcha.
So for example, against Leeds, it was at like 2:30 p.m.
Uh-huh.
And then at against Chelsea, it was at like 6:30 p.m. So it's not that late or
Yeah.
that early.
So it's more like
Yeah.
maybe dinner time or a little bit after.
Yes, yes, true.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. So see, like I've watched games in the evening here, but I've never watched a Spurs match, except for when I got to see them live as well, except for in the morning. So do you do anything special?
Correct.
Do you like wear a kit? Do you eat a certain food? Do you have any superstitions about things before the games, or do you just show up and watch?
Not really, to be honest. I usually just show up and watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I do like to have a bit of like cappuccino while watching the game
Okay.
because, if we're playing well, then maybe a few goals up, then I'll just be chilling,
Yeah.
having my drink.
Uh-huh.
And if we're like losing, then the drink will help me calm down a bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Now,
yeah.
do you watch with anyone, or do you typically watch by yourself?
Mostly I watch by myself.
Yeah. See, I feel like
Yeah,
a lot of supporters around the world, that's usually how we end up watching, right? Because
yeah.
it's not like there's a huge supporter club. Now, in my city, we do have a supporter club. And they actually meet down at a bar, and sometimes I'll be able to go, but it's so early, 7:30 in the
Uh-huh.
morning sometimes. It's like I just
Yeah.
want to roll out of bed and watch the game in my PJs.
You
So
know? Yeah.
So yeah, well that's awesome. So who is your favorite player? I think I know the answer to that question from our trivia, but why don't you let everyone know
Yep.
who is your favorite player and why?
Okay, so at the moment it's Eric Dier
Okay.
because first of all, it's just great to see how well he's like transformed from being a midfielder to a centre back.
Yeah.
And even though it wasn't working out in the beginning because he received a lot of stick for it,
Mm-hmm.
um, but he's been great off the pitch as well.
Yeah.
Like he's created an app called Spotless,
Yes.
and yeah, and he's now the ambassador of Sported.
Oh,
So
really?
overall, yeah,
Okay.
and overall, he just seems like a lovely, intelligent, and good-looking guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to deny that he also has that
Yeah.
going for him as well. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
so what's crazy, I actually got to meet him. The one time that I got to go, I won that trip to go get to see Spurs at Wembley. They played Liverpool and beat them 4-1. It was a beautiful day. But just before that, I got to meet Eric Dier, and he is, as you say, like he was very,
Yeah.
as a conversation partner, he was like asking questions about me, like where I was from. And I don't know,
Wow.
when you meet people that are famous, sometimes you think, you're the one that's
It's all
asking the
about them.
questions. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, kind of interested to just know who I was, who my wife was, and things like that. So
Oh,
hopefully, I mean, that would be so
cool.
awesome if you could get to meet him sometime. And so, do you have his app?
Yeah.
Do you have Spotless?
Yes, I actually got it a few weeks ago.
Did you really? What is it like? I've never
Yeah.
downloaded it.
It's really cool actually. So basically you sign up and everything, and then you create a profile, and then you can just post a few pictures of restaurants you've been to and then
Okay.
write a little recommendation. And then
Nice.
people near where you live can check it out and then they can go somewhere.
Gotcha. So have you done
Yeah.
that? Have you posted any pictures or no?
No, I haven't posted yet.
Oh, okay.
But the one thing is, since no, since there's not a lot of like Spurs supporters and stuff, I don't think they would have heard of the app.
Yeah,
So there's not a lot of people who've posted and
that's
stuff.
right. We got to get
Yeah.
working for Eric Dier to help out his little app business so more and more people can
Oh,
use it.
yes. Yes.
Well, that's
Yes.
awesome. So yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. And I love that, because a lot of people, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people, they just, it's Sunny, it's Harry Kane, it's those are the
Yeah.
typical names. So it's good to see Eric Dier getting some love. And I saw in there Ravager saying he's got the best chant. I love Eric Dier. Eric Dier loves me. And
Loves me.
yes,
Yes.
exactly. So let me ask you this. What do you think Spurs can achieve this season? I saw you write a little bit in the chat, but yeah, what do you think we can achieve? Let's start with just the Premier League. Where do you think we'll be?
Okay, so in the Premier League, I think we can achieve top four.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need to secure that Champions League football again,
Yeah,
which we've all missed.
totally.
And I see a lot of fans still dreaming and saying maybe we can win the league again. Well,
Mm-hmm.
not again, but maybe we can win the league.
Yep.
And I was honestly thinking the same
Mm-hmm.
until the Leicester match because we
Yeah.
didn't play well at
Mm-hmm.
all. And that just sent me crashing down to
Yeah.
reality.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I felt like the same way when we were, we held off Man City. We had beaten Manchester United away. We
Yeah.
drew at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. All those things started to feel like, man, there's some momentum here. And losing against Liverpool at Anfield, I mean, it was almost,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it was expected, but I mean, they don't lose at Anfield. But
Exactly.
the response, like you're saying, against Leicester, I was really hoping to see a response, especially at home. And it never
Yeah.
happened. And yeah, I think it did kind of bring a lot of us fans, I don't know about crashing down, but we certainly came back down to reality.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
but it's all right. I do feel like we're in a much better place. Even as a team, I just, like I said, I feel like the camaraderie's there. I feel like Jose is, in the same way. And if you've only been a fan for about a year and a half, that maybe you
Yeah.
don't remember so much about Pochettino, but he just gave us a vision and a dream. And I saw something
Yeah.
on Twitter once that said, our phrase is to dare is to do. And
Yes.
so Pochettino is like, he's the one who taught us to dare, and
To
hopefully,
dare.
do you think we can win a couple trophies? One trophy? No trophies?
I think we can lift at least 2 trophies,
Okay.
like Europa League, because
Uh-huh.
of Jose's record of like playing in it,
Yep.
and also Carabao Cup because I mean we're already in the final,
Yeah.
and Jose just doesn't use finals,
Yeah, that
and
Jose Mourinho
especially
factor.
exactly,
Hmm.
and especially against City, who have beaten 2-0 twice under
Yep.
Jose. So I'm pretty confident about that.
Yeah. That's a good point because, I mean, I think City have won it the last 3 years in a row. Jose has, well, Spurs with Jose have beaten City twice 2-0, which feels
Yeah.
good. But I don't know. I think it's just being a Spurs fan. There's some dread. I know when we get to playing it, I'll have a lot of butterflies for that game, but I'll be
Yeah.
looking forward to it though. I think it'll be an exciting match.
Yeah. I agree.
Now, last question before we're gonna switch over to Dakota. I want to just ask you: were you someone that felt like it would be better off to? I know you kind of said a little bit of both. Like it would have been nice, kind of lifted our spirits in February. But do you think ultimately in the end it'll be better to play it in April, the final?
Well, in the beginning of the video, when you talked about someone saying that we may not be playing as well as we are now,
Yeah.
it kind of makes me say, okay, maybe it shouldn't have been pushed back
Hmm.
because the last thing you want is us playing, very average and then City
Yeah.
playing at their best.
Right.
So
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't the best thing.
Yeah, it's hard to say, and the time will tell, right? We're going to find out in April, but part of me
Yeah.
feels like in some ways I feel like we're raring to go right now. Like you were almost saying is like, let's get that cup right now and take it
Yeah.
into the final part of the season. But it could also be really disappointing, right? If we lose, then it could kind of maybe take the wind
Exactly.
out of our sails or something like that.
Yeah,
But
true.
what I do like about what you said, it's saying get those max points by the end of the season, and then and then play this cup final. I do
Yeah.
feel like, I don't know, in the United States we have like a bunch of fireworks, on the 4th of July, and like the
Oh,
usually
yes.
the
Yeah.
end is like the biggest firework, whatever. And I feel like it'll be like that.
Yes.
Like hopefully it'll build up. We'll get to the end, and it'll just be like top four, cup final, Europa League final, and it'll
Oh,
just
that
be.
sounds great.
Yeah, I sure hope it's going to be an April and May, something like that. So, Regina, thank you so much
Yeah.
for doing this live, and thank you always for sending in your audio. It's so wonderful to hear from you, and yeah, we'll have to do this again sometime.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, would you smash that like button and hit that subscribe button, and check out this video here, or maybe that playlist.